And there we go. All right. We'd like to thank you for joining us on the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. My name is John, and my wife Kim is absent tonight because I've been doing a basically meeting day. We didn't get to physically, we had a couple other things, we didn't get to Board of Supervisors to be actually in session today while we were there, but we did follow up and found out that everything on the agenda passed this morning. So everything on the Board of Supervisors agenda did pass this morning. And one of the things we wanted to say is on a personal note, we did find out that the wife of the new Calaveras County CAO, Bob Lawton, did become ill today, and he had to go to the hospital to take care of her because there was supposed to be a reception for him after the Board of Supervisors this afternoon. And he was unable to do that because of his wife becoming ill. And just wanted to wish her a speedy recovery. Still unsure as to the extent of her injuries or her illness, but it's like to say our thoughts and prayers out to the Lawton family. Just to go down through the agenda today on the things that did pass on that. Here we go. So basically we understand that everything on the agenda did pass on a 5-0 manner. So most of the consent agenda items. So, for example, amending the budget for the Department of Agriculture along with a budget transfer, and then that passed as well. All of the consent agenda items there. Let's see, approving the purchase of an air conditioner for the data server room, that passed. Amended order to approve a contract with Vesta to amend existing scope of services by almost $8,000, extend the contract and date from June 2008 for technical development and editing of GIS layers, that passed. Accepting as complete all road improvements and authorizing release for security for Gold Strike Heights, that passed. Authorizing the Chief Information Officer to purchase a replacement network printer for the Assessor's Office, that passed. A lot of different things here. Now, under the regular agenda, let's see, Probation Department, that one passed as well. Let's see, authorizing change position control list for probation, that one. Youthful Offender Block Grant, YOBG application, that passed as well. An advocacy program, let's see, County's Federal Advocacy Program agenda for calendar year 2008 and Federal FY 2009. Community Development Agency Board action, discussion, possible action for adoption of an ordinance amending Calaveras County Code section, abolishing the office of County Road Commissioner and assigning those functions to the Director of Transportation and Public Works. That passed as well. The special and possible, the minute order of authorizing board chair to sign a letter opposing the proposed 10% reduction to state general fund contribution to the multi-county emergency EMS agencies and requesting increases in current state funding for that purpose. So that was signed as well. A couple closed sessions. There was a conference of real property negotiators pursuant to government section, and this was on the jail properties. That one stood there, and also one of the things that's maybe conspicuous by its absence is on the last couple of weeks there has also been for the jail bond funding. That has been a consistent agenda item just in case they needed to make adjustments or anything like that to that, and that is absent, so that's probably a good thing. So that means that they should be fairly comfortable with how things are going on the jail bond. And also wanted to show, I'll step off the side here, and wanted to show behind me, this is where there was heavy equipment in today. Now we are just basically in the old Blondie's location, where they had heavy equipment in today, starting to remove the trees and get ready for the bypass to start construction. Groundbreaking on the bypass will happen, I believe, on the 14th. Have to check the date again on that, but that will be coming up soon. And let's see, and let me point off to the side here, and you can also see a couple big heavy pieces of equipment still out there as they've been moving some of the oaks and removing some of the trees and vegetation to get ready for the bypass getting ready to go. Again, as before we move away from Board of Soups, we wanted to extend our wishes and prayers that new CAO Bob Lawton's wife make a speedy recovery, because that was announced today. He wasn't unable to do it. There was supposed to be an afternoon reception for him after the Board of Supervisors meeting that he had to cancel to attend to that. We hope his wife makes a quick recovery. And that's basically it on the board. We will have the full board meeting video up to watch from our site later, and also be up starting to watch on Channel 9. Just want to say that most or all of the agenda items did pass, and when we talked to Madeline, which is one of the supervisor clerks, everything did pass on a 5-0. We just left the Angels Camp City Council meeting. Now, one of the first things that led off the Angels Camp City Council meeting is Daryl Slocum, who is the marketing director for Golden State Cellular, was on hand to present the Angels Camp Fire Department with a check for $500. And this was part of a thing where Golden State Cellular had offered to match any of the contributions that people had made on their bills or part of the promotion there. So it was a nice little thing. Gary Burns accepted that for the city. So I'd like to thank Daryl Slocum and Golden State Cellular for making that contribution. Now, they did this not only for Angels Camp and the counties, but also over in Tuolumne County as well, and also there. So that is a very, very nice thing that Golden State Cellular did. And it's also one of the benefits of when you do business with a local company and a local company like Golden State Cellular. A lot of the revenues and other benefits stay in our area and in our community. I'd like to thank them for doing that. Also, on the Angels Camp City Council, we'll go back over to that one. And we have here, there was a public hearing, submission of a community development block grant application for first-time home buyer program and purchase of sewer equipment. And Terry Cox handled the, the presentation to the City Council on that, and that was approved. And one of the things that she did say is that individual agencies this year can, apply for up to $1.5 million, and it's our understanding that in past years the limit on that was about $500,000 or so. So that will be, but that one did get approved. Let's see, and there was quite a few, where people of the an appeal from the Planning Commission, from decisions from the Planning Commission that went to the City Council. One of those was we didn't get the final outcome on this, and there was some debating both sides, where Don Jordan, and this is the Mary H. Miller parcel, and this is one that bordered over on Dogtown Road, and this is, a lot of this has to do with whether we're going to allow routing of sewer lines, different things like that. That one was still going on. A couple more items that were still under discussion when we had to leave. But that was one of the Golden State Cellular led off that meeting. And let's see, and we'll have more on the Angels Camp City Council tomorrow as we'll check in and find out what exactly all the rest of the votes were and on those. And also, just to kind of run down some other notes, is the Froggateria. They're finishing up reconstruction of the Froggateria building at Calaveras County Fairgrounds. For the past several months, maintenance crews and various construction companies have been painting the interior, installing new drywall, carpeting, laying new linoleum, and constructing a brand new deck that overlooks the arena and main stage. The Froggateria will be completed before the fair and will be a desirable location for community to host events and everything. So that's continuing as all the improvements they're making to the fair and fairgrounds, getting ready for the year. Last year, the state of California required the county fairgrounds to update the Froggateria building due to unsafe conditions. The state, however, would not fund the reconstruction of building costs. Local community members volunteered their time and knowledge with the construction. The state said if the community did their part and got involved, they would donate the materials and equipment. So it looks like and this is Director of Marketing Fairgrounds Lori Giannini, and various construction companies have donated their time there for the project. They include Bill Winborn Construction, Angel Sheet Metal, and Big Bear Drywall. I want to thank those people for helping them get Froggateria back up and running. During this fair, this building will be showcased to the community. We'll also host a VIP dinner on the Saturday the 17th. This building will be a great facility and venue to host parties, banquets, seminars, and more, shared Lori. So it looks like progress out at Frogtown continues unabated as they get ready for the fair. And also down in Valley Springs, Habitat for Humanity will be the first groundbreaking. The public is invited to a Habitat for Humanity Calaveras first groundbreaking of a Habitat home in the Valley Springs area. The groundbreaking ceremony is Sunday, April 27th at 2 p.m. at 3308 Dunn Street in Rancho Calaveras. Participating in the ceremony are District 5 Supervisor Russ Thomas, Lucy Thean, President of the Board of Directors of Habitat for Humanity Calaveras, and let's see here, and also Pastor Gregory Floyd of the Valley Springs Community United Methodist Church will offer prayers. The prospective owner of this Habitat home, Teresa Renfro, and her family will be present along with other Calaveras County Habitat families. Music and refreshments will conclude the ceremony. And this is, I want to thank Habitat for Humanity for doing that. It's really a great program, and it looks like this is one of the first ones that they're actually doing in the Valley Springs area. And if you've joined us halfway through, we just wanted to point out the reason we're actually where we are is today we started noticing that they were moving vegetation and some oaks. And as you'll see here, let's see if we can move the camera off to the right. There we go. As you'll notice, some of the piles of the oaks as they get ready to do construction on that. And it looks like the Angels Camp bypass that has taken a couple generations to get to this stage is getting ready for groundbreaking and construction. Well, they did the groundbreaking, but technical actually, the construction phase will begin in earnest here in just a few days. Also, down on a couple fires. There was a couple fires reported. There was a flue fire in Arnold on March 30th on Lakemont Drive. Estimate damage on that was $3,000. And then the big one is a structure fire reported in San Andreas on yesterday. CAL FIRE reported a structure fire at 303 Pope Street in San Andreas on Monday, March 31st at 10:30 p.m. So late last night. And cause of the fire is under investigation. No injuries were reported. And this is the, let's see, and to find out the official damage estimate. We do understand that the damage on this one was extensive. So extensive damage to this home in the San Andreas area last night. And let's see here. Let's see. And also, there was, while we're waiting for that full report to load, there was also another escape debris burn in Arnold on March 28th. A small vegetation fire, escape debris burn on the 28th at about 4:30 p.m. At Crystal Way in Fairview. Let's see. And here it is. And here is the... and this is the one. It was fairly extensive damage to the house in San Andreas. And here there was CDF units that responded were the Esperanza Engine 4473. The local units from San Andreas were San Andreas Fire Battalion Chief 160 and 162, Chief 160, Engine 164 and 165, Rescue Engine 162, Water Tender 168. Moke Hill contributed as well, the Chief 150 and 151. Central Fire brought in Engine 123, Foothill Fire 143, and Altaville Maloney's sent in Engine 223. There were no injuries. Let's see. looks like that one, but fairly extensive damage to that structure. Our thoughts to the family that was no doubt displaced by this. And one other, let's see. And this is a little bit of an update note. One of the things we wanted to pass along is that the 8th grade family night at Bret Harte for future high school students. Interested, and this was passed along to us today, if they would like for us to post, and we'll post on our site, but I also thought we'd pass it along on the news, is interested in attending Bret Harte High School next year. Bret Harte High School will be hosting an 8th grade family night on Wednesday, April 2nd, tomorrow night. Doors will open at 6:20 for parents to make registration appointments. The informational program will start at 6:40. So again, tomorrow night, starting at about 6:20, there will be a 8th grade family night for future high school students to help get oriented and prepared for next year if you will be an incoming freshman at Bret Harte. One of the things is this is one of the reports of an accident on Highway 4. This was down around Hunt Road. A single vehicle rolled over accident on Highway 4 over the weekend sent a Stockton woman to Mark Twain St. Joseph's with an injured hand. And the way the accident report is coming out on this one, it seems there was a 20-year-old Stockton resident that was driving westbound on Highway 4, approximately 40 miles an hour, when she entered a sharp left-hand curve too fast. Her car left the highway onto the right shoulder, and in her attempt to regain control, it forced to strike a rock embankment, causing the vehicle to roll over. As the car rolled, it partially severed several fingers on the passenger's right hand, and the car sustained major damage. You know, this was a 17-year-old Danielle Lau from Stockton, and we hope she makes a full recovery from that. From the initial accident report coming in, it looks like it could be, fairly extensive damage to that hand. So we hope she makes a full and speedy recovery from those injuries. But it does from the initial report coming in, it looks pretty severe as far as the damage to the hand. And I know with my wife, it's usually a lot more we can banter back and forth, and with me here, I know we're just kind of getting information to you. So hopefully you can enjoy it and find the information worthwhile. And then also tomorrow night, Kim will be back, and we'll be we'll do more of our normal fun show. But hopefully this one will just hopefully get you some good information. All right, a couple more little pieces, and let's see. White Sheep of the Family, a little more of a lighthearted thing, will be opening April 4th at Black Bart Playhouse in Murphy's. Diane Brown, a Black Bart player since 1977, returns to direct her 7th Black Bart production. Brown's onstage performances includes Bad Day at Gopher's Breath, Arsenic and Old Lace, Moose Murders, and Ravenscroft. She directed Happily Ever Once Upon, and Love, Sex, and the IRS, among others. Brown is a library technician at Bret Harte High School and lives in Douglas Flat with her husband Bill. She's mother to Emma, Josh, Kendra, and grandmother to Alira. And this one is their production starts off on the 4th, and just a little bit more on this production. Sean Lewis returns to the Black Bart stage as James, the patriarch of the Winter family. Lewis last appeared in the 2006 production of Love, Sex, and the IRS. Raised in the Bay Area, Lewis is living in Calaveras County because his sister and her husband, who live in Columbia, are expecting their first child. Lewis is excited about coming to perform in the theater again, as well as working with Brown once more. Also, Nikki Swinderman portrays Alice, the mother of the family. Swinderman, who is also assisting directing the play, has been at Black Bart Players since 1980, including a 10-year hiatus. She was last portrayed in the winter productions of 11 Variations of Friar John's Failure and The Ballad of King Windowglass. Returning to the is stated to direct, she lives in Angels Camp with her husband Rick and son Christopher. And also, Chrissy Crabb and Kendra Burleson will be the class and also in the cast. Missy Swick, Bob Shepard, Emma Brown, and the White Sheep of the Family will play Fridays and Saturdays, April 4th through 26th, with a matinee at 2 p.m. on Sunday, April 20. So, and if you'd like information on that, visit blackbartplayers.com. Now, if you're wondering why we're standing here in the middle of the field, if you're poking us, joining us part of the way through, we are in Angels Camp. We are in Angels Camp, and we are in front of where they are going to be putting the new Angels Camp bypass. They had heavy equipment out here moving trees, getting ready for some of the first path at not just the groundbreaking, which they held last fall, but this is the official construction. And as you'll notice, we've seen activity from on the Highway 4 side, where they're rerouting lines, fences over there along the Roller Road, getting ready for, you can tell they're making quite a bit of progress and changes and getting ready to make sure, utilities, getting all that stuff ready to roll. It is our understanding that they're going to start the real heavy construction on the bridge portions. These are the elevated bridge portions first, and then go back and work on the road bases and work on that piece. Let's see a little bit on weather, because it looks like we are going to have some pretty good weather coming up, a little bit of precipitation this week. And let's see. And we'll start off with the Arnold weather. As you see, it looks like there's going to be some precipitation on the middle portion, and then we'll warm back up nicely for the end of the week. Tonight in Arnold, mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, 40% chance of showers with a high of 51. Wednesday night, a 30%. Excuse me. A 30% chance of showers with a low of 40. High of 60 on Thursday. Mostly clear with a low of 42. High of 64 on Friday, and a low of 43 Friday night. And Saturday, a high of 67 in Arnold. So it's going to warm back up very, very nicely towards the weekend. On up the hill to Bear Valley, it will be a 20% chance of snow tonight, a low of 26, a 60% chance of snow in Bear Valley with a high of 40 tomorrow, low of 28 tomorrow night, sunny on Thursday with a high of 51, a low of 30 on Thursday night, high of 57 on Friday, and a high of 57 on Saturday. So if you want to head on up to Bear Valley to get some really nice spring skiing, it looks like you're going to have just phenomenal conditions as far as nice and warm, good day for spring skiing up there in Bear Valley. All right, Murphy's. And on to Murphy's. Here we go. And tonight it will be mostly cloudy with a low of 41, a high of 58 degrees with a 40% chance of showers tomorrow, a 30% chance of showers with a low of 42. Tomorrow night, a high of 65 and sunny on Thursday. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low of 47. Friday, a high of 67. Low of 46, a high of 69. Almost 70 degrees on Saturday. So if you're coming up, watching this down in the Bay Area, want to come up and play this weekend, looks like it's going to be a pretty nice weekend all the way around. Also, Angels Camp, San Andreas, Valley Springs, and Copperopolis. You should all be within a couple degrees of this. Lows of 40 tonight, highs of 59 tomorrow with a 40% chance of showers, a 30% chance of showers tomorrow night. Sunny and 66, mostly clear with a low of 45 Thursday night, high of 69 degrees on Friday, and 70 on Saturday. So, looks pretty good. And we'd like to thank you for joining us tonight on the Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow night, and Kim will be back tomorrow night as well. We were doing this one on location because we were doing the Angels Camp City Council meeting, and we'll part off by saying thanks, and we'll step off to the side and let you see where the new Angels Camp bypass will start construction here in a couple weeks. Good night.